Hi everybody, it is time for some weekly Scentsy training. So it is a Mind Shift Monday, and I thought that this week I would take the opportunity to just kind of talk to you guys about how I personally work my business in a week, because we can do a lot of trainings on programs and on selling and building a customer base and sponsoring and all of those things. But today I wanted to give you maybe something that you can actually kind of take with you and really take a good look at how you're working your Scentsy business and seeing if there is something that maybe you can change, you can add in, and again, to give you a little bit behind the scenes of how I do it. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jacqui Duran. I have been a Scentsy consultant since January of 2012. And that's right, I'm an OG Scentsy consultant. When I originally joined, I did not join to do anything else other than the fact that I just liked Scentsy. I liked it. I liked the warmers, I liked the wax, I liked the ability to change out the scent whenever I wanted. It was very, very cool. So I honestly, when I joined and I got my starter kit, I don't even think that I probably opened the starter kit, but I didn't really like do anything with it. I didn't have a launch party. I certainly didn't work to get any sales like right off the bat. So I didn't get shooting star, sensational start. And then I kind of started doing it more or less like a hobby. Like I would pick it up every so often and maybe tell a couple people and maybe have some people over to my house, some friends, things like that. Again, nothing just too crazy. Because I was like, I suck at being a salesperson. This probably is not something that's going to be, like life-changing, right? I worked full time. My youngest, who is now 14, she was 1.5, 2 years old when I joined, so I still had a little one at home. It was just what it was, right? It was just something that I could kind of put my name on and kind of do when I wanted to do it. And after about the first year or so of being a consultant, I started to really watch other consultants and how they were working their business. And I would get on YouTube, of course, and I would see what people were doing, and I'd be like, oh, okay, I think I could do that. I could do that. Okay, I could do that. And I started really putting all of these things together and realizing, hey, this is a really great opportunity for me to make just a little bit of extra money a month. Because at the time, my husband and I, we needed money to be able to get a car payment. We needed money for a car payment. And I was working full-time. He worked full-time. Again, we had a little one. So as you can imagine, expenses were tight. They were very, very tight. So being able to add in that car payment was something that I was like, oh, I don't know how in the world we're going to pay for this, but we have to do it. Obviously, we need a car. So I really looked to Scentsy to do that. And so I just kind of dove head first. Like I said, I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I just started really studying how other people were doing this Scentsy thing. And I started getting more and more and more excited about it. I started finding myself talking to other people about it more. And it just kind of started growing from there. So because I was talking to more people, I was starting to have people join my team. Before long, I was just growing a team. And then I started on YouTube. I was like, okay, I want to show people what I'm doing every single week in my business. And so I started my YouTube channel in 2013. I was like, there is no way anybody is ever going to want to watch anything that I put out there. I didn't really feel like I had anything of quality or a whole lot of content or anything really, but it was just a way for me to just say, hey, here's what I'm doing, holding myself accountable. I'm trying to make this stuff work. I need to make some income. So let's just see how it goes. And like, kind of like spaghetti, right? Like throwing things against the wall and seeing what would stick. Here I am in 2024. Obviously still a consultant. I am a star director. I have almost 13,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've been able to build my business or my Scentsy business on social media. I don't do home parties. I'd love to. I just don't have the customers for that. I don't do events. I have, or did have, I mean, now I've kind of done a lot of health work or work on my health journey. But I had a lot of health complications that kind of kept me from being able to do like those events and things like that. So I really heavily relied on just putting my nose to the grindstone, working with finding new customers and doing those types of things and growing my business every single month. And in doing that, I found that not only was I able to make that car payment, but I was able to do a little bit more. And it just kind of starts from there, right? I think a lot of us maybe join something like Scentsy, think that, okay, I can do this. I see these people over here making like thousands of dollars, whatever it is, a month. But is that really doable for me? Is that something that I can really do, right? And we kind of downplay it. I'm going to tell you right here and now, obviously it's certainly something you can do. But I will also tell you that times are a-changin'. Things are changing in the world. Things are changing in the world of social media and how we talk, how we interact, how we build relationships. Have any of y'all looked at TikTok lately? Do you know how many people are on TikTok being influencers? Probably almost anybody who's on TikTok is there being an influencer, okay? They're not making those products. They're not selling those products. They are just shooting you to go through a link, order through them. They earn a commission on it. Some of these people are making thousands or more dollars a month. A month. Times have changed, right? Now, what is the difference between that and working for Scentsy? Well, here's the thing. When we do our Scentsy business, right, we are bringing people in. We are sharing with other people on what we love, the scents that we're falling in love with. We're coming upon a new catalog season, right? All of those things. So if you really look at it more or less of with the lens of being an influencer rather than a salesperson, I personally will tell you you're going to have a higher success. The way that Scentsy has built itself up, it has become such a great, grand company that people actually recognize the name Scentsy, okay? So yes, we're doing the same thing, except we're not sending people to an affiliate link to order something that's being shipped from China and making $3 on that product, right? We're actually selling things that people are going to want to have in their homes, that are going to bring them joy, remind them of memories, right? Of all of these different things, and just being able to have the Scentsy products, because we've got a lot of Scentsy products, let's be honest, right? And we're coming out with more and more as we see with the new catalog. So what we have to offer is very special. And I love that. I love that we have the opportunity to do this. And I don't want anybody to feel discouraged if you start working this business and you're not instantly seeing changes overnight. Because let me be the first one to tell you, if I am the first one to tell you, this is not going to turn into thousands of dollars if you work it today and you wake up tomorrow and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all the money I made. It's not how it works, right? We have to continuously work at this business. So for me, I am in school. I'm back in college getting my RN. I work full-time in the operating room at a local hospital. And I still have my Scentsy business that I consider my second full-time job. That's a lot, right? Plus everything else, right? Life and grandbaby and kids and here and there and taking care of the bills and the house and the cleaning and all the things, right? So it's a lot, but here's how I'm able to do that. I'm able to still be successful on all fronts, and I'm able to do that by just literally chunking pieces of what I need to do for my Scentsy business all throughout the week. Okay, so for Mondays for me are all about kind of setting the tone for the week, right? So I come on, I do a weekly training. Hello, here we are, right? I do a weekly training. I get that uploaded. I run reports. I will look to see who has ordered. I will update my binder. I use my binder system. If you have missed that, or if you're curious on how that works, here's my binder. I do have a whole video on how I do it, plus along with Canva links for you to actually go through. You can make your own binder, staple it all together, however you want to do it, right? But that's how I keep track of my customers, orders that have come in, Scentsy Club, all of those things. Mondays are kind of just that, again, it's that overview for the week. Tuesdays are really, for me, they are focused on team and group. So that's when I'm running those team and group reports, doing shout outs, working on team mail, all of those things, recognition, and really just trying to, again, as a leader with people who I know need help. I will usually do a coaching call on a Tuesday. Then we have a weekly director meeting that I meet with other directors in the Scent of Bliss family. And we just kind of do like an overview of what's happening, get a good grip on the business. Wednesdays are my action days. So when I get home from work, I will say that usually when I'm coming home from work, unless I've got something else that needs to be done, the first hour when I get home from work is usually my Scentsy time. So I'll either come in here to my office, or sometimes I might just have my laptop with me out in the living room or dining room and work out there, but it just kind of depends on the day. But those are my action days. So those are the days that maybe I'm making samples, I'm printing mail outs, I'm printing stickers or stuff like that to go in all of these things. It's also a day where I go through and, again, I'm working on those follow-ups, right? So I'm trying to get those emails out and those texts out. Thank you so much for your order this past week. I cannot wait for you to get this XYZ, right? Those are my follow-ups. Thursdays for me is when I do a whole lot on my social media, okay? So that's what I'm going through. I'm kind of just taking a quick look, seeing what my social media platforms look like, right? If you guys have never done this, I call it like my social media audit, right? So I just kind of look at all my different platforms. You may only have a couple platforms that you're on, so this might be a lot easier for you. I tend to spread myself out. So obviously I have my YouTube. I also have my Instagram. I have TikTok. I have Pinterest. Then I have Facebook. I'm not a huge Facebook fan, but you know, that's where a lot of my customers are too. So when I am looking at those social media platforms, I'm trying to go back. I'm trying to answer questions that have come in, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, whatever, right? Going through and answering those. I will go through my emails, catch up on any emails that maybe I have missed, which I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of times where I read an email and I reply in my head and I don't actually reply. I am that person. So I like to try and do like a double check on Thursdays. Where am I at? What do I need to respond to, right? What's going on in the world of social media? Do I need to update anything? I use a, you want to call it a link in bio, what have you. I use a program called Beacons, and that is my link in bio. So I just kind of go through there and I just make sure that all of those links are still good. If there's anything big coming up that I want to promote, right, I might update my beacons so that way there's another new little card in there. So I put that in the bio of my Instagram, on my Facebook, in my TikTok, on my Pinterest. It just kind of goes out there for everything. So it's a really good way for me to capture my audience and kind of keep them in tune. Fridays are follow-up Fridays. And I know it sounds like I'm talking about follow-up a lot, but here's the thing in our business, guys. Follow-up is a huge piece of how our business works. Because when we are following up, we are doing essentially customer service, right? So I'm following up not only on the people who have ordered and tracking their order to see, oh, did it ship out? Oh, I see it hasn't yet shipped out. All right, I'm going to put that on my list for next week. So that way I can double check that, make sure I follow up with them. Did they already get it? Look, I'm going to click on that tracking link. Yep, looks like that it arrived on Saturday. I should probably check in and see, did you have a chance to open it? What's your favorite so far? Blah, blah, blah. The other piece of follow-up, which I think a lot of people tend to overlook, is follow up on the samples and the mail outs that you're doing. Do you have a system for when you were doing mail outs, whether it's sending felt samples, whether it's sending the stickers, whether it's just sending a thank you note, whatever it is, however you're following up? How are you following up on the follow-ups? Do you, rather, maybe that's a better question. Do you follow up on those samples that you've sent out? Because look behind the curtain, I will tell you, I did not for many, many years. And it wasn't until, I don't know, probably the last 3, 4, maybe 5 years that I actually really started looking at that saying, oh my gosh, I'm spending time making samples, sending this stuff out, making things on Canva, printing it out, doing all this stuff, right? But I'm never following up to see, hey, did you like that sample I sent you? Hey, that Valentine's Day wax collection, I sent out samples to you. Did you have a favorite? Did any of those seem like ones that you were interested in? By the way, we have scents that are retiring at the end of this month. I want to let you know. So you can start a Scentsy club if there are scents that you absolutely want to have all year round, right? There are people, I'm included, who have a lot of those scents that they may be seasonal, but when they retire out of the catalog, they still want to get those scents, no matter what time of the year it is, right? So those are the conversations that I'm having on a Friday. So while it may seem like I talk a lot about follow-up, it's because it makes a big difference in my business. But once I started actually keeping track of those samples that I send out, and I'll tell you, I've got a stack right here. I don't want to show anybody's info. And I got a stack here, okay, and these are, oh, I didn't say, they're all in envelopes. I think what is included in here is a little rack card sheet, and I've shared these at the group. It's just a rack card with places for some stickers that says like, these scents are retiring at the end of this month. Here's a link with a QR code to create a club order. And then I have in here a full piece of paper, and it goes over the discontinued list, what is going away the end of February, and then on the back side of that, it's all about Scentsy Club, okay, with a QR code to the Scentsy Club. So I have included those here on the group page, so if that's something you're interested in, you can do that. But these are going out with literally one stamp because I printed them on regular paper, not cardstock, I just used regular paper, and then they're just the scented stickers, right, the Rub and Sniff stickers that I put on there. And these are all going out and with one stamp. So these will go out to the post office. But for these people, right, I have in my follow-up binder, okay, in my follow-up binder, there's a whole thing. And I actually just took a screenshot and then printed it of the people that I actually used from my customer list of who I sent these out to. So these people are going to be on my Friday follow-ups, right? Hey, I usually wait about a week. Now we're getting closer to the end of the month at this point, but I will kind of wait and I will allow it time to get through the mail system. And I'll say, hey, I hope you got my envelope full of all that smell good loveliness. Did you have any questions about Scentsy Club? If you're interested in setting up a Scentsy Club, again, here's my link. I just want to make sure that you get the scents that you love before they retire. And if it's time to stock up, my best recommendation is the buy 5, get 1 free wax bars, right? That's our biggest deal. That's the deal that I personally, that's when I'm buying bars, that's how I purchase them, is in the bundle and save, okay? Because it is the best deal that we have. And this month, those are all 10% off. So not only is it a great deal any other time of the year, but right now it's discounted even more, and I want them to realize that. Okay, so that's part of what those Friday follow-ups are. Saturday for me, It kind of depends on the week, but Saturdays really, I will reach out to people who are interested in the opportunity. I will go ahead and do a lot of my pre-work for the upcoming week. So that's when I do a weekly customer email that goes out. I use Flowdesk. You guys have probably seen, because I will try and remember to go in and actually share that email out. So I know I did the one yesterday, that I did this weekend. I did share that link, so you can always go back to look at that and kind of see how I'm doing that. But I'm just kind of highlighting things. For me, having that email list for my customers is just superb. My customers, I notice as soon as that email goes out, I at least get 1 to 2 orders through my website after that email has gone out. That is enough to tell me that those things are working for me. So Saturday, I really take some time to do that. 9 times out of 10, it's kind of catching up on housework and things like that for me around the house, because hello, it's a day off. But it's doing those little things, like things that I haven't gotten to all throughout the week. Sundays are my planning day, okay? Sundays, I spend time sitting down with my planner, looking ahead, what is going on, what do I need to focus on, all of that stuff, right? And so I'm just kind of setting up my week for success. Again, making myself to-do lists. Who do I need to follow up this week? What did I not get to last week? So that just kind of gives you an idea of how I do work my business a little bit every single day of the week. So for somebody who works full-time, goes to school full-time, is working this business full-time, I will tell you, yeah, it seems like a lot. But at the end of the day, I need this to be successful. Okay? The same thing if we were on TikTok, right? You'd want to be posting videos all the time and pushing that content out all the time, right? Get those views up, all the things. Look at it in that type of a viewpoint, right? Look at yourself as more or less like an affiliate marketer. Because at the end of the day, that's how I look at my business, okay? I make a commission for the things that I'm selling. That's what I'm doing. And for me, it's just easier because I happen to love Scentsy. There's a lot of things on TikTok that I don't actually really love, right? I love everything about Scentsy. I love the products. I love the scents that we have. I love the excitement of it all. The new products that come out every single month, right? Today we had the Aristocats collection launching, and I'm not gonna lie, Madison absolutely used to love Aristocats. For me, it is very sentimental. I'm still on the fence, like, should I get it? I don't know if I should get the warmer, but the scent, yeah, you know. But it's all of that, right? It's all of that wrapped into something that I absolutely just have a passion for. And when you have that passion, when you like something, you are more apt to be able to have those conversations with people. And you're going to notice that those conversations just come easier because you already are in love with it, right? Okay. So I want you to really, maybe if you are struggling with your business, if you are trying to find your footing, how do I begin? How do I restart my business? Things have just kind of gotten away from me. I've gotten out of the habit. What do I need to do? Here's what you need to do to restart your Scentsy business. Number 1, you need to make yourself a to-do list. What are the things that you have kind of let go? And this doesn't need to be for anybody else. It can be literally just for you, but it's for you to take a deep dive on what is missing in your business. Are you missing follow-ups? Are you not following up? Are you missing communicating with your customers? Do you have a VIP group? Do you use a weekly email? Do you send out text? Do you use Project Broadcast, right? All of those different things. Are you using any systems like that? And if so, are you actually paying attention to those? All right. The next thing that you want to do is you want to set yourself up with a game plan for the week. So like I told you earlier, for me personally, the first hour when I get home from work is usually kind of my Scentsy time. And then if I've got meetings or if I'm doing work at Wednesday or whatever, right, kind of carve that time out later in the evening. But for me, that first hour when I get home is, okay, what am I focusing on? And I'm not going to lie. I need to know what I'm going to focus on, because otherwise I can buzz around my office like you would not believe and get nothing done in an hour. Seriously. So I need to know what it is that I'm focusing on. So by giving like a theme, or by giving like something like, every day gets a new, topic, whatever, that tells me right then and there, oh, it's Tuesday. I know today is team focus day. So that's what I got to do something that's team focused today, right? If that's something that's going to help you, then implement that. And if you're somebody who is like, hey, I truly only have like one day a week that I can sit down and work my business, obviously I'll never be successful that way. Here's the thing, you guys. Again, it's all about intention and how you spend that time. So even if it's one day a week and it's 1 hour a week that you have, that's the only time you have, then what you need to do is you need to take that time and you need to be intentional with it and say, okay, what are my biggest points that I need to touch on for my business? Is it follow-up? Is it setting up a fundraiser? What is it in your business that is going to push your business forward? Okay. I am going to be an advocate for follow-ups all day long, because I think customer service is truly why we are able to have the business that we are. But that's just my opinion. So for me, follow-ups is, again, one of those biggest things. So maybe that's something that you haven't put a lot of focus in on. That's something that you can start with, okay? So start looking for what you need to focus on. Set up when you're going to be working your Scentsy and what you need to be working on. The next thing that you need to do, if you're ready to re-jump in, or if you're ready to jumpstart your business, you're newer and you're just ready to start, or again, it's been a little while and you need to wipe the dust off of your business, okay? The next thing that you need to do after that is you need to plug yourself in, okay? Here on Facebook, in this group, in the Scented Bliss group, there's other groups on Facebook. I'm not going to tell you that you have to belong to all the groups and all the things, because if I did that, I would literally go insane. But I focus on the ones, again, where I feel I'm getting the most beneficial help and where I am able to give the biggest influence, okay? So how can I help the most people? How is it helping me the most, okay? And there may be different groups for you. You may find that there is a Canva group because you are very much into making things on Canva, printing it out and mailing it out to your customers. So that may be something that would be very beneficial for you to kind of, connect into, right? Plug yourself into the resources. Between this group and the Scented Bliss group, you guys, every single week we have Work It Wednesday. Every single week we have happy hour on Sundays. Every single month we do monthly meetings. There's so many different ways that you can plug yourself in to what is going on in the world of Scentsy, okay? So figure out what the things are that you need to prioritize and plug yourself into those. Because here's the thing. I don't make this group for my benefit. I make this to see how I can help others. How can I make this a great landing spot for people to go to when they're looking to see, hey, what's going on? I've been out of it, or, I've been so sidetracked with work and life, and I've had a lot of stuff going on. Here's where I can focus, right? I want to give people that spot, but your spot may look different than mine, okay? So just figure out what that is and plug yourself into it. Even if you're not a planner, I will tell you, having a plan for what you're going to do every single week, even if you can only do it one day a week, that's fine. If you can do it more, do it more. If you can do it all 5 days of the week, all 7 days of the week, awesome. The more the merrier, okay? But you have to commit to showing up for yourself. Not for me, not for your sponsor, not for anybody else, but for you. If this is important to you, then you need to show up for it. And you need to decide, this is what I'm going to do to make this happen. And maybe you find yourself in the spot of just, I need help. Okay, I need help. Again, this group, the Scented Bliss group, if you were to just put a post out there that just says, I need help with learning Canva. I don't know. I'm just spitballing, right? Whatever it is, I guarantee you that you are going to have people who would say, I am willing to help you. How can we do this? What do you need help with? Where do we need to start? Okay. You can also reach out to me as well. How can I be the best resource for you? I can guarantee you I've probably got videos on half the stuff, but you may not know it. Maybe you don't realize that. Maybe you don't realize that there are different places that you can go for different things. So even if it's not me, I can help you find where you need to go. So that is how I work my Scentsy all throughout the week. That's how I'm able to stay consistent. That's how I'm able to stay intentional. That's how I'm able to plug myself in and just really have a good pulse on what's going on in my business. What's going on in my business, right? We're a little past the halfway point of the month, right? We've got like 10 days left in the month. But are you at your 500 or more goal for the month in your personal sales? Okay, I am. I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but I'm over my 500. Okay, but I know there are still things that I need to do. So like today and tomorrow, I'm spending time sitting down saying, okay, here's where I'm at. Here's where I need to be by the end of the month. So I need to do some things to get there. So what do I need to do? How do I need to dive into that, right? Because at the end of the month, for me anyway, the income that I earned from Scentsy through my commissions, those pay my house payment now. I don't know about you, but I like having a roof over my head. So I need to be intentional with how I'm doing that. It's important to me. It's important to my family. So I make time to do those things. That's why I do this. I don't have to do this business. I don't have to be with Scentsy, okay? I got a lot going on. I don't have to do any of this. I choose to do this because for one, I love it. And for two, it gives me so much. And I want you guys to understand that if you continue to do this, if you continue to be intentional week by week by week, you're going to start to see little by little by little, things are going to start growing for you. Now, I will be the first one to tell you that I have very much been that person who has kind of let go. and I've had to step away from my business at different points over the years. And that is okay. You do not have to be committed to this business 100% of the time, 365 days a week. But if you want to grow it, you need to have that intention. You need to have a plan for what you're going to be doing. So those are my best pieces of advice that I can pass on to all of you, to share with you. If there's something that you want, you have every opportunity to go and get it. You do. And like I said, if you're finding yourself lost, if you're like, I've looked at these things, I've watched some videos, I've caught myself up, but I just don't know where to begin, that's when you reach out. Because there are so many of us who are very, very, very ready to help you and to bring you back in and to help you to figure out what your next steps need to be. So, as we get ready to roll into the brand new catalog that launches on March 1st. You guys, I cannot get over this new catalog. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. And I'm obsessed with the scents. Spring and summer are my jam. These are the scents that I live for. So I know it's going to be a great season. I know because we have so many fantastic new products, new things coming out. It's just going to be explosive, and I want you to be a part of it. So make your plan, make your to-do list, figure out where you need to be starting, and let's get started. All right, I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.